Hello out there in the world of crypto. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what's really going on in the world. And it's going to be an attention call right now because many of you listeners, and maybe it's not the ones actually listening today because you want to learn. It's those that need to be listening today that aren't learning. They don't really understand what crypto is and what blockchain is. They're actually inviting more regulation. And there's going to be a lot of regulation coming down between now and the end of the year. But it's going to create obstacles. It's also going to allow us opportunities. If we understand what blockchain is and why it was created, why Satoshi Nakamoto created this, or the group of these people that are anonymous individuals or an individual, why it was created. If we understand these things, we can defend DeFi, decentralization, and we can maintain our free markets, and we can control by electing officials and supporting officials that will actually not overtax our earnings. United States of America, Europe, China, you're in some bad rides coming up at the end of this year and going into next year. You're going to be greatly restricted, and that's going to affect all of us in the world as well, because platforms are not going to be able to exist. If the world governments get what they want, they're going to try to put a stranglehold. They're not going to kill crypto. They want to control it, just like they do the financial world. Don't go away. Let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk a little about what's going on. We've touched on some of these issues in our news segments, but today I want to just take some time and just kind of put a summary together. And there's a lot of good videos out there that are explaining these details in much greater detail than what I'm going to go through today. I'm going to take a summary and try to explain what's going on in the crypto world and why we have these fluctuations. But look at this, and I think we should be positive in this aspect too, that Bitcoin is still remaining around the 42 range, right? The $42,000 range. You got Ethereum, but Ethereum's hanging right around that 3,000 mark, a little bit above, a little bit below. So you've got others. ADA is going down, but that's also for some internal issues. But I think ADA still has a good future. We're still pro on ADA as well as other coins. However, you're going to have to start looking at what coins are going to fall into regulation, because the head of the SEC is out to attack crypto. It's really hypocrisy at its finest. He was a professor who taught pro cryptocurrency and pro blockchain, pro blockchain. And now he seems to be completely against it. What was the change there? Well, let's talk a little bit. Let's go back a little bit of history in brief of the banking industry. Banks start out good idea for holding money, etc. And banks would have worked. Little small private banks would have worked had the governments not implemented certain rules and forced them to take bonds and government debt. So when there was, a depression economy or a run on the banks, they didn't have the money to pay off because the government had their money. And so basically they created these greater institutions, and the banks just grew and grew and grew and grew. Then they came and need to, hey, you got fiat, the dollar here, and you've got the yen over here in Japan, and you've got the sol in Peru. Yeah, you got the real in Brazil. Back then, you had all the different currencies, the different fiat currencies, right? And so, but how do you interchange these? How would I send money from one bank, like if I want to send money from the United States to Brazil, how do I do that? And that equivalent comes out in the real. Well, you have these clearinghouses and you have these banks. I'm not going to go into that whole system right now. It's a more detailed system, but they form this control, okay? And then all these financial institutions then stem off of this. Sherman Lear and all these financial institutions, they all stem off of this. They're a branch of all these. And then investment houses. So basically banks became investment homes too. And you have the SEC forming all their regulations, the forming of the actual exchange. And so you have all these rules now. It really restricts a lot of people like you and I from getting involved in the game at a ground floor opportunity. By the time the opportunity is issued to us, the people that are actually certified or qualified, right, investors, they actually get to take that opportunity for reaping the greater wealth. We then take the risks of if the company does make it or not make it, because usually when you have an IPO or something, it usually takes off good. And then you can get in and sell out, and then what's left to buy at a certain point is when we can come in. So the initial bang, initial opportunity to gain money is all controlled. Now, what's going to happen? What's happening in the crypto world? This administration right now in the United States of America and others, Well, look, China's the same. You had the whole collapse of this real estate company, right, in China, and now they have $300 billion that basically they stole, and now they're saying, hey, cryptocurrency is illegal. Again, they're saying this, right? This is not the first time they've declared this. So they're saying cryptocurrency is illegal. Why? Because you can't get your money out of China. They got it, and they're going to keep it there, and they want it so you can't get it out. They don't produce mining either in China, so the people can't actually grow. But there are mining in China. There's mining going on in China. In fact, the Helium network is approving many new manufacturers to distribute only to Chinese people for the Helium network. And that mines helium. You get paid in helium coin. So it's all just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. We need to open our eyes and see what's really going on here. What's going on is an attack on our free market economy. It's already been taken from us. They used the whole COVID pandemic to actually restrict and control economies. You got people losing jobs by the thousands in the United States right now because of the mandates being taken place right now. What's really going on here? It's control of our finances, control of our property. Remember, 2030 agenda. We'll be happy. We'll own nothing and we'll be happy. Well, that ain't me. And I listen to other people as well. And shout out to all these people that are standing up. And even have to shout out to Tim Pool and listen to recently, and Steven Crowder, amongst others, and Mike Moore. They're just saying, hey, you know what? We're not going that direction. We're going to stand strong in what we know is right. We need to make choices, and we need to be able to be free to make those choices. And we need to have the freedom of markets. Otherwise, economies will not progress. The whole 2030 Davos agenda by the World Economic Forum apparently is to equalize or level out the income of the poorer countries with the wealthier countries, right? Well, then leave Bitcoin, leave cryptocurrencies and blockchain alone. Let us, the market, decide it. Let the world republic decide it. The moment we have governments come in, like with the banking industry, they will hoard it for themselves and give us the crumbs that are left. It's like we go out and plant the seeds, they come in and reap the harvest, and whatever's fallen to the wayside, like in former Russia, we go pick it up, and then they come and take it from you again, just like former Russia did. So this is a call out to everybody, saying, open your eyes, please. Wake up and see what's really going on here. Stand up for truth and don't be a coward. I'm watching videos. I live down here in Latin America, and I'm looking from the outside in, and I'm disappointed in what American people are doing right now. You need to wake up and defend the right things, not some political movement, not some emotion. Defend principle. We need to stand for principles. And doggone it, blockchain defends principles. That main blockchain, just so you get a little bit of idea how it works, is actually in a smart contract. It's pre-written software. And it has some flexibility to it, but we as a republic, if it's decentralized, we decide that. The Republic of Blockchain, right? We decide that if we're vested in that company to some degree or another, right? Whether we're mining or whether we're actually buying or owning crypto and staking it. We decide that. The moment government comes in, that restricts what our decisions can be. And that's going to centralize. All these platforms, the United States, that's going to pass these laws, these groups in the world now, these world leaders, there's various, I could go into a whole, we already did a video on this, right? But they want to bring, from here now to the end of the year, there's going to be all kinds of laws coming. Those of you who support laws and think we need regulation, sounds good, but be flippin' responsible. Quit screwing up and don't make mistakes. We don't want that regulation. We want to be free. Pay our taxes, sure. We be honest, sure. But let's pay a fair tax. Let's not have it stolen from us. They don't want us to grow out of poverty. They want to keep us poor because that makes us subjects. And as long as we're subjects, we depend on them. And right now, we're all running scared. Well, not me, but many are running scared because they're codependent on these world leaders and other country leaders, governments. People, friends, please educate yourselves. Those people are getting these free helium hotspots. Educate yourselves because you need to know what it's about. It's not about just making money and getting rich quick in the crypto world. It's about investing long term. Bitcoin is staying where it's staying right now. All these attacks where China is not allowing the money to come out, but allowing movements to take place. They're trying to control it for themselves. Quit believing just what you see on the news. Search for yourself the truth. Now, there's going to be greater restrictions. The social medias, as well as in Google, as well as in here on YouTube, there's greater restrictions now on what can be said. And without the free market or freedom of speech and free dialogue, you really have a hard time searching. So you better start searching now before the opportunity is gone to really know what's going on. But in DeFi, the reason blockchain was created was so that we remain a free market economy. The reason Satoshi Nakamoto has disappeared, or they have disappeared, is so that it never had a centralization. It belongs to us. And that is outside the scope of the SEC and many of the world leaders. Cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin is, because of how it exists. The moment you start staking, the moment you take away from mining, actual mining to produce it, you start centralizing it. And that makes it more of a stock, more look like as a share or something that qualify under the SEC. And they can reach that big ugly arm of theirs internationally because they got the support to do it. So we think we're going to find a haven to run to. We're all going to run to El Salvador. Okay, maybe. But that's only going to be if President Bukele stays in office. And he won't stay in office forever. If he did, he'd be a dictator. We don't want that either. We support a lot of what he's doing right now, and it's been a huge success in El Salvador. Contrary to what media said, it's a huge success, as we covered in our news portion yesterday. There are hundreds and thousands of people signing up every day to get on the Chivo platform. It's working. It functions. It's using alongside the dollar right now to transition, but it can do away with the dollar. And right now, on the 18th of October, how is our government going to pay our external debts unless we just print more dollars? So what's that do to the dollar? It makes it weak. It makes it vulnerable. And many countries realize that, and that's why crypto is growing. So you have a hedge. You can't hedge in gold. Roosevelt, years ago, took gold away from people. We lowered the price and bought it from them, but he obligated it and had a severe penalty to it. If you look back and compare what the value was, I think it was like $10,000. Today, it'd probably be about $200,000. I mean, I don't know, just creating numbers right now, but it would be a much greater price to pay, if not more. And you had jail time. That's obligation. And you set a price and you paid it. You took all the gold back. So if you put your money in gold and you hold it, you don't have to give it back up one day. In cryptocurrency, you put that in your cold wallet and that's yours. You can trade that out somewhere. Go to Texas, go to El Salvador. Other countries will legalize. But we're going to have to make sure that these regulations being set up now in the United States are just. And right now, they're not set to be just. There's a lot of hidden agenda in this bill that Joe Biden and the Democratic Party want to pass right now. And unfortunately, there are Republicans there too. So people start waking up and electing and causing a fair and true election. Let's make things right. Let's be a republic. Because right now, the republic of the world, it only exists in blockchain. If you want to know more how to go forward in this, I'm speaking the truth today. I'm sorry. There is hope. I'm not trying to be glum and dark on everything. There is hope, but it's going to be difficult. And I have faith and I have hope, I should say, better put, that blockchain will remain decentralized because enough of us want that way. And we're going to defend it. Educate yourself on what blockchain is, please. If you're involved in the crypto world, be involved in it for the right reasons, not just to gain money. I hate seeing financial institutions here because they're just taking advantage of it. They want to control it. They want that control for themselves. Let's keep what's ours. So please, this is a call to wake up and educate yourselves on what's really going on. Remember, we search to find the truth and bring it to you, but you got to do your own responsibility. Freedom is only free if the individuals under that freedom are responsible individuals. So let's be responsible. Please, if you want to keep following us, we're going to try to guide you through this dark clouds that are coming. If you want to follow us in this, we're going to search all the ways, take all the avenues and resources and spit it back out to you. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell so every time something new comes out, you get our new videos. And send this 3, 4, 5 people, please. We need to get this in the algorithms. We got to start waking up and saving blockchain and cryptocurrencies and saving what's ours, our properties, our money, our earnings, and not let Davos' agenda that by 2030 we will own nothing and be happy, because I'm not about that. I won't be happy not owning something. I need to feel good that I can take care of myself and my family and my children and my grandchildren and teach them how to do the same. That's called responsibility. And America, doggone it, was founded on those principles. So please, don't go away. We got more for you.